good evening, and a very happy new year to you. It's the 1st of January 2021. Diane Hands bringing you Book for the Day. Hearts on the Rise, Connections Through Corona. And yesterday I'd completed an article written by Noha Nasser entitled The Death and Life of the Great English High Street. And today I'd like to read to you a response written by Professor Tom Muir. Suddenly I felt a jerk and heard a bang. I had slipped off my seat on the bus and was rudely awakened from my slumber by my bag falling down. I quickly adjusted my seating and began looking out of the window as the city passed by. My mind was still occupied by a vivid dream I had been having just before I wakened. But I soon began to notice the life of the city beginning to invade the streets after the working day. I became fascinated by the infinite variety of people, their apparently chaotic movements, yet everyone moving in a unique, purposeful pattern, clearly with different objectives. The buildings which formed their routes were ugly, beautiful, dignified, or nondescript. In fact, just like the people scurrying round them. I was struck by the seemingly disorganized scene, but realized whenever I was in the streets as one of them, I was absolutely sure where I was going, when I was due there, and why I was going, as were everyone I was watching. The scene was not chaotic, but a highly managed system in which every component was their own manager, sharing the same territory, but using their own unique purpose. Everyone lives in their own city, and in order to survive, each one makes the appropriate concession necessary for the whole to survive. I started thinking of my dream and how different this ideal city had been with its clearly structured environment, provided in such a way so as to facilitate a series of space which enabled events and activities embodying a range of views, inculcating their values through spatial organisation and provision. I still felt that those values did represent a more harmonious relationship between the people, their urban environment, and the rural context. But I found it increasingly hard to see the dynamism, energy, and diversity that the scene I was looking at now in the image of my dream. It would certainly incorporate coherence, shared values, and many other qualities which would be desirable. But were they the qualities of a city in our contemporary society? I thought of Rob Ventura's taxonomy in complexity and contradiction, hybrid rather than pure, comprising rather than clean, distorted rather than straightforward, ambiguous rather than articulated, perverse as well as accommodating rather than excluding, redundant rather than simple, vitality over obvious unity. I squirmed around in my seat, making myself more comfortable and secure. Closed my eyes and felt glad to be going home to my complex and surprising family. My ordinary house, my messy life was full of compromise and ambiguity, inconsistent and ambiguous, but it was all so familiar, comfortable and homely. I dropped off to sleep. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Hearts on the Rise, Connections Through Corona can be found on Amazon, or you can read more about Hearts on the Rise, Connections Through Corona on our Facebook page. Until tomorrow, good night, Diane Hans.